Ladies and gentlemen, and friends across the globe, thank you so very much for tuning in to another podcast which is linked to the field of professional wrestling. This time, I have an international independent wrestling superstar with me. She is very famous in Russia. She has fought in India. She has traveled the world and she has fought in a lot of international circuits.
Her hometown is Slansy in Russia. She has been a two times IWF Women's Champion. She has been IWF Internet Champion. She has also been Wrestle Square Women's Champion, 2017 NRWA International Tournament winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mephisto. Mephisto, first of all, thank you so very much for joining me in this podcast. How are you? How is the lockdown treating you, first of all?
Hello. First of all, thank you very much for having me in your podcast. Hello, India. I'm feeling fine. I'm doing sports routine from my home. I see Wrestle Square guys does their workouts. I work and I repeat. I'm feeling great and the weather is fine here. So all of us just need to wait until this lockdown will be over and we will continue conquer the world.
Well, I see a lot of positivity on that, Mephisto. So first of all, let me just ask you, how long have you been wrestling in Russia and outside of the country? How long has that been for you now?
My debut was in July 2015, so this year will be my 5th anniversary being pro wrestler. My debut was at a big open air event. We do open air event from the government of Russia every year. And I had a triple threat match with another debutante, Ramona. You saw her in 2017 in Indian big event from Wrestle Square. I didn't win. I did not win first my match, but it was amazing. The feeling was just awesome. And I'm really happy to be part of IWF Russia Wrestling School, IWF Russia Promotion, and the Wrestle Square as well.
Well, fantastic. So, did you always had this desire to become a professional wrestler, or did it happen by a chance of being destined to become someone with such great talent, and becoming a professional wrestler, making a name in the industry? Did it just happen by chance, or you always had this dream inside your mind that yes, I want to become a professional wrestler?
Honestly, since my childhood, I saw wrestling for the first time in 2002. It was small women's promotion from United States. And I always was a fan of fighting games, mixed martial arts, martial arts movies. And I always want to be a part of this, part of professional wrestling. But I was thinking, can I make it? Can I make a debut? Can I step into the ring with another girls who can be bigger, who can be stronger? But I put all my heart, all my desire to become a professional wrestler. So I'm here, and it was childhood dream became reality.
Well, fantastic, and you are very well being able to accomplish that dream, I must say. So, how grateful are you actually to be a part of IWF, which is a Russian professional wrestling promotion? It is one of the most famous wrestling promotions in Russia. You have been a part of it. So, how grateful you are to be a part of such a big bonanza in your own country?
I'm very happy to be part of IWF Russia. In Russia, we have a couple of small promotions, but IWF Russia was the first. It starts from 2002, and it's the biggest, the strongest. Our guys and girls are available in other countries. We wrestle in Europe, we wrestle in USA, we wrestle in Asia. All of our guys have a big desire. Our wrestling school is very strong. Our promotion not only makes good wrestlers, but our bookers gives us very big chances, very big opportunities to fulfill our dreams, to open all our potential.
So, Matthew, let me just get a little bit of insight from you. I spoke to Maxim Risky also the last time in my podcast. You have been a part of Team Curfew also. You have seen how things happen in India. But in Russia, our listeners would like to know how difficult is it actually to make a name for yourself in the field of wrestling? How difficult does it become?
It can be difficult, it can be easy because our bookers make us to give all our heart for pro wrestling. But we always had a
Mhm.
small women's division. Maximum it was about 6 girls, but every girl, including me, wanna stay on top. So we can be friends outside the ring, but in the ring we are nemesis enemies. And for
Hmm.
me, being on the top, being on the top of not just Russian industry, but in the wrestling world, is two things. First things, I want to make history. I always made history being the first girl who held foreign championship in Russia. I have Israeli championship and I have Indian women championship belt. I have 6 belts. I was the first girl who took part in a dog collar match, in leather match. I was the first girl who held 3 championships in one time. And
Hmm.
not just being history maker, but the first and the most
Hmm.
important is to be different all the time. Be different. Don't let people be
Hmm.
bored about you. I make gimmicks.
Right.
I change history. I change all stuff going to the ring. I change attire. So I make
Hmm.
all not just people to be bored at me.
Hmm, correct. Because I saw you in Wind and Suma. You were really impressive in that. And this is just a little bit of an observation from my point of view, because I was commenting on that. And what I found out was in the first few matches, on one or two matches, Mephisto was like, she was coming in the ring. She had this attire of herself. But then after that, after you had your first match, in your second match, you had this kind of an fire from yourself.
You were bleeding, you were busted open, you had your match with Alita and your face was busted open with steel steps. Everyone was scared. I was like, oh god, I think it's over for her and we will not be able to continue that match and that match has to be stopped. Everyone wanted the match to be stopped, but you, on the other hand, you have this different perspective that you wanted the match to continue. So how were you able to do that, and what was your state of mind at that point of time when you saw blood coming out of your forehead and you were all red? And so what was your state of mind at that time?
It was just, I just did my job because my job,
Hmm.
my dream is to step into the ring, to make history, to tell the story by my body. And my body and my mind did a history in
Hmm.
that match. I didn't become first WIN women's champion. I lost to Elita, but I had the best opponent. I had the best
Hmm.
condition. I had the best mindset. I lost, but I think the most important for me was not just, oh, I'm bleeding, I need to stop the match. In my
Hmm.
head, it was just, screw it, we need to continue. I told
Wow.
referee who called go home, but I refused because I need to start my job and I need to finish my job perfectly. And I saw people who booed me because I was a mean, evil girl turn their heart and they opened their heart for me. They cheered me, they support me. And I think it was the most important thing. I help people change their mind. I help people to feel our energy, to feel our story.
It takes guts actually, because uh, the moment I saw you bleeding, I was scared myself. I was like, oh God, this match, how is it going to go forward? But you did a great job there. So I mean, I became your fan there and then. All right. So Well done on that. As you said, the community actually helps you. And speaking about the community, tell our listeners something about the VK community.
Russian community, Russian fan community, right? Yeah, Russian community, Russian fan community is very critical. They make us to put our body, our soul, not just live 100% of ourselves in the ring, but 1,000 people, 1,000%, because they pay for us to see us. They
Hmm.
pay money to see our stories, our match. They were critical, but at that way they are very supportive. They support us. They cheer us. They support every time. We can be heel or
Hmm.
faces, but they will always support us. And this is the most cherished part I love in our fans and our community in Russia.
Well, fantastic. So you have wrestled in Russia. You have been a part of Wrestle Square also for a while. So how was the experience working in India? And if given an opportunity in the near future, would you love to be part of another big event in the country?
Yes, of course, yes, because Wrestle Square is always a challenge for me because they believe
Hmm.
in me. They always welcome me with open heart. All guys and girls very supportive for me, very kind for me, and I
Hmm.
cherish it with all my heart. But being a pro wrestler in Wrestle Square, I not just represent myself. I represent
Hmm.
my promotion, IWF Russia, I represent my country, Russian Federation. So I don't care.
Hmm.
It can be a big event with a huge crowd. I don't care if it's just only for 10 or 15 fans. I don't care. For me, uh, Wrestle Square is my second mental home because
No.
anytime, anywhere, just call and I will be there with you.
So, coming to the international circuits, we have this big promotion in America, WWE, the World Wrestling Entertainment, which is one of the biggest promotion in the world. But till date, WWE has not been able to promote a very big Russian origin superstar, or given him or her an equal opportunity to make it big in the business. Do you find that there's some sort of political inclination to that?
Do you feel like that, or do you feel it's just a matter of chance? There's no Russian till date has got a chance to become that big in the WWE. Where is that gap? Do you find?
I think it's half 50-50 because in
Hmm.
2010, 2011, WWE hired a Russian girl, original Russian girl from Russia, Anya Bogomazova. She was in
All right.
NXT, in early NXT, but she didn't make even a single screen appearance. She was always on a development contract and they fired her immediately. And I think politics
Hmm.
can have an influence on wrestling because, for example,
Hmm.
we have one girl. She now lives in the United States. She's from IWF Russia original, Natalia Markova. She is amazing athlete. She has a good, really good look, and she is WWE product 100%. But
Hmm.
she tried two or three times. She didn't pass the tryout, WWE tryout. With her
Hmm.
skills, she became very popular in United States independent wrestling scene, but not for WWE. And most people WWE hired from now wrestlers, male wrestlers, female wrestlers. She is really talented, but they didn't sign her. I think it may have politic.
So there's definitely a certain kind of a political inclination that happens because of this. We always hear this in news and other media channels that Russia and America have not been so great with each other since a very long time now. So do you think that the sports as a because it's a separate thing that should be kept separate from politics? What is your point of view on
Definitely,
that?
yes.
All
Definitely,
right.
yes. Sports
Mm-hmm.
and politics cannot be mixed together because sports, it's about only we. Sports in
Hmm.
our heart. We do sports. We do not politics,
Hmm.
but we do sports. And uh, some people from the government, United States or Russia, uh, should not have
Hmm.
influence on us because we put our heart. They put their interest. It cannot be mixed.
Right. That's a very positive way of seeing things. And even I, as an artist, I also find this that there shouldn't be politics involved in any kind of sports. And when you are doing such an artistic sport like professional wrestling, which has got, as you said, heart and will, and politics should be kept away from that. And so, Mephisto, on the ending note, you have been wrestling since 2002. So, what are your future plans in this field? Where do we find Mephisto in the coming years?
My dream is to sign with AEW because for me, AEW, All
Hmm.
Elite Wrestling, shows the best content we have now because they have Kenny Omega, they have Chris Jericho, they have Lucha
Right.
Brothers, they have Pac,
Hmm.
they have John Moxley. It's the biggest name in the professional wrestling industry now, and I cannot imagine how many things I can learn from them. Also, I wanna make a debut in Japan because since being little girl, I was a fan of Joshi Pro Wrestling, Japanese
Hmm.
female wrestling. My idol is Manami Toyota. It was my dream to have a match with Manami Toyota, but she was retired, so it will be only a dream. But in Japanese wrestling scene, there is so many big names I wanna have a match with. I want to have matches in Asia, mostly in Asia because there is difference from European promotions and Asian promotions. I prefer
Hmm.
Asian because they have influence of unique Asian culture. Uh,
Hmm.
European promotion is just entertainment, it's just some gimmicks, just entertainment mostly. In Asia, I see mostly sport. Sport.
Hmm.
This is very important for me to show sport for the first place.
All right. So for you, because see, we have seen many wrestlers who are signed with big companies, be it that they do not get their chances, but they are still with those companies because of obviously the money that is involved. So obviously, see, when you go to these big companies, they hire you, and but then it becomes a bit, because we have seen many wrestlers who are just there for the money and their characters are not well developed, they do not get proper chances. So what is your point of view on that? And because you have been an independent circuit wrestler in Russia also, how difficult it becomes in terms of money in the independent circuits, and how do you think that when you will go to these big promotions like AEW and WWE, it will make a difference to you?
In Russia, there is a similar
Mm-hmm.
thing for independent wrestling scenes, like in the United States, in Asia, in India, in Australia. We have
Mm-hmm.
regular jobs, and wrestling is not our money maker. We need to pay for our living, so we work on regular job. We wrestle
Mm-hmm.
in our spare time, but I think it's it helps us to give our soul for the first. We wrestle not for the money, we wrestle by our souls because we
Mm-hmm.
risk our body, not just, oh, good, I have paycheck and it's okay. We wrestle for to see fans' reaction. When we do something crazy, something incredible, we see for the first, oh, she did it just for money. No, we did it because we want to make our fans leave our show happy. So
Right, right, right.
we put our souls for the first time, our soul, our body. We pay money for our wrestling attires. Wrestling attire is not a cheap thing. We spend a
Mm,
lot of money to make our gimmicks, our personality in the ring to be amazing. I pay a lot of money for my wrestling attire. Everybody pays
Hmm.
just to look like superhero. So superhero does not work for money. Superhero does
Right.
his work
Right.
for for the people, for the fans. We did it for
Right.
our people, our fans.
Wow. So we did it for the fans, says Mephisto. Wow. What a fantastic podcast this has been, Mephisto. Well, thank you so very much for joining me in this podcast. It was great. It was enlightening. It was such a pleasure just speaking to you and just getting to know the insights of the wrestling circuits in Russia and your experiences about the same. Thank you so much. I hope we are going to be doing this much more again. And I hope to see you back in India doing some biggie event again, just like you did in Windangal Surma and perform brilliantly. Thank you so much for being a part of this.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. Be safe, be healthy, and have a good time.
Thank you so much, Mephisto. We're going to head to the cue music now.